All right, so we just listened to Howling Giant new album, Last Future, and that was awesome. Like this is our first album review, and this is the first time actually just being on camera together and in the spot. And I think we have a lot to say on this album, but also just in general, you should listen to the album. This is a great thing to put on while you're doing chores, while you're going on a drive, while you're hanging out with friends. This has a lot to offer in terms of nuance. It's got introspectiveness. It's got fucking driving ass riffs. It's got everything. What do you think about that?
Oh, I had so much fun. Like the whole time I literally just kept telling Zen, I was like, oh my God, it's like Tool meets Ghost meets Mastodon. Like just
And you had another. You had another.
King Buffalo.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just like yeah, Howling Giants got it down. Like they have a fantastic, like the vocals sound great. I know it's like all of them doing vocals like in harmony.
Yeah, and the harmonies were so good. The production on this album was really well thought out.
And just like every instrument like routinely like impressed me. Like
yes,
there were like really good, on like guitar parts, drum parts, bass parts, like on every song, honestly. Like,
everything was like nuanced. There was never too much of anything and never not enough of something. They really thought about every second of this album, which is like that's hard to do now in a world where we live in singles. This is really cool and refreshing to see a full album done the right way. However they did this.
Yeah, like Glass Future, the single, like was definitely the most like kind of like friendly, like to like a more
Yes.
broad audience, I guess. Like it was more like pop punk rock, like in a
Yeah.
heavy way, like, but like otherwise, like I don't know, just the whole album, every song just kind of caught you and was like, hey, like this is fun.
Speaking of the songs, let's kind of like go down it. So Hourglass, crazy, great intro. Very much just sets the par for the course as far as what you're about to get. Just more or less like synths and atmospheric shit, kind of getting you into a mode to like listen. Siren Song, right away, very driving.
Yeah, Siren Song again. I think we said this at the beginning, but like
it's which you should listen to the full video when you can,
and like listen to the album.
Yes,
obviously.
So very driving for with Siren Song, but also very interesting in the sense of it was very nuanced. Had a bit of Tool elements, had a lot of odd time signatures. I feel like that was more or less like the most odd time signature heavy, kind of showing what they can do. It's kind of what I pulled away from it.
It's a good strong flex, like at the beginning of the album.
Just like a very good way to say it. Very good way to say it. Very good strong flex. And then we went on to Aluminum Crown. Great name as well. I forget, was that which one was the instrumental? Was it Aluminum Crown or Hawk in a Hurricane?
We probably shouldn't forget.
That's fine. We didn't take fucking notes.
We didn't. We just were hanging out and vibing. So we'll probably do some cool editing shit, or we'll just leave this in here and you guys will, if you're somehow still listening.
Either way, like, it was one of those two.
What the fuck is happening?
Either way, it was one of those two. Was I think Aluminum Crown still had lyrics. I think it was Hawk in a Hurricane. Yeah,
first
doesn't matter.
First Blood of Melkor was the one that didn't have lyrics.
Okay, so that I was off.
If I remember correctly, it kind of went like
I meant to take notes. Okay, on the so Hawk and a Hurricane. I mean, so basically I would say the whole first third of the album. I think they almost added more dynamics on the first third of the album than they did on the last half, because it was more of
definitely more keys.
Yeah, a lot of Hammond organ, and that was like such the move in this, because it had such a technicality style with like almost progressive rock, but they really they want you to know that they give a shit about classic rock and and Hammond organ and like just traditional we're playing fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, like it was very like tonally like heavy blues, like heaviest blues, like just
Abs-
turned up to 11. And like
Absolutely, yeah.
they really like got they like scratched that itch
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. And so yeah, between Hawk and Hurricane, first, I mean that whole run, Aluminum Crown, Hawk and Hurricane, first blood of Melkor, that was that was like their version of their opus between in the album, in my opinion. It went all over the place, had instrumental, had like technicality, had all this and that. Um, but also just had a lot of introspection and just like time to just think and also just get stoned. So it's very much like a Desert Fest fucking album. Um,
This is a band that like has your next level needs in mind. Like they
yeah,
want
they
you to have
understand.
fun
They get it. They get it.
deeply, and you will. So you should, if
Yeah.
you haven't already.
And then on to Glass Future. As you said, I feel like, just being the name of the album, it was the song that really tied it all together. It's like we are a driving force. And also like everything about this album, I would say in general was like meant to show you that they're a good time in a show. I would love to see this live. It was meant to do that in a way. So
Though I feel like it's interesting actually. This album is kind of like in thirds where like Siren Song, Aluminum Crown, and Hawk and Hurricane are kind of all like pretty different from each other, but like very much like a flex. Glass Future is like the one that ties it together, that is like the most sort of like the most like radio friendly elements of them, of like, hey, like we can do like a catchy riff and have like a kind of chorus and like not like be a short simple dope song. And then um Tempest and Liar's Gateway and Juggernaut were both just like more instrumental focused again. And
yes. Yes, absolutely. And there's time now. It's like sometimes when you get to the end of an album, people will go more solemn or quiet. And this did bring it down. It was meant to like, be the end of an album, but it was still just I wouldn't say driving, but it was still just as intricate and interesting as the rest of the album. There's not a moment that these guys did not think about in this album. Like everything was orchestrated and thought about, especially in the production of this album. And it was an incredible ending.
yeah, like the end of There's Time Now, what they like, it's kind of neat that like it really slows down. It has some time to think. Like you feel them each in their playing kind of like taking a moment to almost like pause after this just like marathon of an album to be like, okay, we've showed what we have to show. We've flexed where we need to flex. We've like galloped where we need to gallop. We've kind of pulled back where it's nice to pull back. And now we're just going to have a moment to be like, all right, let's sort of unwind as a band. And like, yeah, you just like sort of feel like the whole experience, it almost like feels like a good jam sesh of like watching a band that has some experience playing together, like give their strengths a go and like give everyone a moment to like really flex their talent, but then at the end kind of being like, okay, like let's all play through it, play together, and then get out of here. And like I don't know, it's a fun album to listen to. We obviously recommend it. Go listen to it if you somehow haven't.
And this has been our first album review. I feel like should we have a good segment for this? We're us just shooting the shit. But usually we interview incredible artists, and
Usually.
that's what we do. So check out more of our videos, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We're here. We're gonna keep on doing this anyway. So just like stay tuned, keep on watching some stuff of us. And you are incredible. You were loved.
I hope you're having a great
You're
time.
hot.
And please like continue enjoying great stuff. If there's
Yeah.
anything that you think we would dig. shoot it our way.
Shoot it our
No,
way.
We got time. We love listening to good stuff.
Yeah, send us some music, especially if you play in a band or if you're an artist in general. It doesn't matter what style. Let's do it. Let's listen. Give us a shout out, and yeah, just keep on listening. Have an amazing rest of your day / night / I hope you get to work in the morning. Okay, bye.